Post-training notice. National First-Class Registered Exorcist. Chapter 49. An autumn outing. The sky was completely dark, but the bus was stuck in traffic on the road, and it was raining outside. JIXIAN was using Kita's earphones, each person using one earbud while they tore open some snacks. "You're so anxious," Kita said. "It's an autumn outing. Can you stop frowning all the time?" JIXIAN made a depressed expression. "Do you think Xiang Cheng will pass?" Kita shrugged, and JIXIAN said, "It suddenly occurred to me that if Xiang Cheng doesn't pass, then like hell I'm having fun. But if you don't go and Xiang Cheng passes, won't you die of regret?" Kita asked. JIXIAN calculated the probability back and forth, his heart blocked up in various ways. Kita then said, "Was it Director Chen who helped register you?" "Yes, JIXIAN said. Chen Zhen, behind them, coughed, and Kita immediately stopped talking. JIXIAN suddenly remembered that it had been Chen Zhen who had acted first and reported things to him later in helping him register. He suddenly climbed up and looked at Chen Zhen. Chen Zhen was in the middle of pointing out the window to show Chen Lang the rain, before he then breathed on the window, and drew a little person to play with his little brother. Chen Zhen took the time to glance at JIXIAN, gave him a warning look, and motioned for him to sit back down. JIXIAN immediately understood. He thought, "You clever bastards." Sure enough, idle public institutions, loafing around for a paycheck, are different. Chen Zhen, did you let Xiang Cheng pass? Or do you already know that he has passed the exam? No wonder. Because he knew that Xiang Cheng would definitely go, so he had presumptuously, without consulting anyone, registered me to be a hostage. JIXIAN wanted to go hug Chen Zhen's head and kiss him, but because this move could be misunderstood, he only blew a kiss at him in the end, letting the worry about the issue of Xiang Cheng showing up leave his mind. Chen Lang also blew a kiss at JIXIAN, and JIXIAN also blew kiss after kiss at him. "You two, enough," Kita said angrily. "Sit down. Don't move around randomly." Kita grabbed JIXIAN and pulled him back down into his seat. The bus was completely stuck in traffic, crawling forward at a tortoise's pace. When they entered the railway station, Wang Lei was singing to energize them, only for the entire bus and the driver to start heaping curses on his head. JIXIAN thought, "He's so brave, this whole bus is full of people from the exorcism committee, isn't he's not afraid of being murdered?" Outside, a heavy downpour fell and covered the sky. After everyone got off the bus, they ran all the way into the waiting area. Chen Zhen went to get tickets. This was Chen Lang's first time going on an outdoor trip. He felt around curiously, wanting to touch everything that he saw. As soon as he got close to the boiler, JIXIAN was scared out of his wits and dragged him back with all his strength. "Everybody get ready to get on the train." Chen Zhen shouted, "Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. There's only 15 minutes left. I'll leave him to you." Kita let JIXIAN put on a backpack, turned Chen Lang around and told JIXIAN to lead him around. "See you the day after tomorrow. See you the day after tomorrow." Chen Zhen and Kita waved at them, and JIXIAN yelled, "Aren't you guys going?" "Coming, coming." Wearing a little red hat, Wang Lei shouted outside the ticket gate. "Hostages all come over here. Hostages all come over here." Chen Zhen gave the loudspeaker to Wang Lei, and Wang Lei cleared his throat and said loudly, "Hostages, please gather here." In an instant, the whole hall fell silent. "Hose." Wang Lei realized that there were special police officers around, so he quickly changed his words and said in a fluent northeast accent, "What are ya doing? Gather up quickly." Hasana College students. So the students of different ages, old and young alike, followed Wang Lei onto the train. Everyone was sleeping on hard bunks, and it would take 18 hours to get to Ulanhot. Chen Lang was obviously receiving special care. Meanwhile Wang Lei slept in the upper bunk, JIXIAN slept in the middle bunk and Chen Lang slept in the lower bunk. After being tossed around all day, JIXIAN was half dead from sleepiness. He took out a thermos and poured out rice soaked in soup for Chen Lang. Thinking that he would see Xiang Cheng tomorrow, he happily went to sleep. In the dark night, there was a thunderstorm all across Beijing. The bus sped along on the highway, and Xiang Cheng leaned against the window, watching the rain streaming down the window pane. Qi Wei was watching movies on his iPad while wearing headphones. The next night, Hosta, Hasana college students, Wang Lei said, you can all get some fresh air and move around a bit. Don't run off, and avoid getting separated from the group. JIXIAN and Chen Lang stood at the side of the road to pee. JIXIAN was about to fall apart from the way he had slept, but Chen Lang was especially excited. He picked up a stone with beautiful patterns and let JIXIAN see it. JIXIAN tastelessly smacked his mouth and nodded. Chen Lang pointed to his ring and then pointed into the distance. JIXIAN understood what he meant. Chen Lang could feel Chen Zhen, which meant that he was almost here now. Was it that miraculous? JIXIAN thought, then when Xiang Cheng puts on the ring, will I be able to feel that too? The bus came, so they all got on the bus again and drove all the way into the depths of the mountains. The forests in the Arkan region stretched far, connecting with the greater Qing'an range, and the dark forests seemed to hide countless ghosts. According to Wang Lei, they would spend 3 days here to help the exorcists complete their practical exam. The practical would be divided into 3 sections. At 9:30 p.m., the bus stopped outside a resort. It was the off-season right now and dogs barked inside the resort, while the surrounding houses were all dark. When JIXIAN got off the bus, he was trembling with fear, pushing Chen Lang behind himself to protect him. He kind of felt like he was entering a haunted hotel. All 40 hostages got off the bus, and the bus drove away. Wang Lei took them in and called out to the boss. Only then did the light on the first floor come on. Everyone ate, and after they finished eating, they drew lots. JIXIAN and Chen Lang drew lots for the first group. Because Chen Zhen made some special arrangements, they were assigned to the same room. Wow! JIXIAN had not expected the treatment at such a resort to actually be decent. There were wooden floors and floor-to-ceiling windows, and as soon as he pulled open the curtains, he could see the mountains outside. As soon as he entered the room, JIXIAN rushed to bed and jumped on it a few times. Chen Lang followed him up, and they jumped around on the bed. JIXIAN gestured to him to come down quickly. Chen Lang jumped down, then opened all the drawers in the room and then closed them again. It's so great to come out and play. Chen Lang found some paper and pen and used a rare 2 exclamation points. He then added, if Gag was here it'd be even better. There were actually 8 exclamation points there. JIXIAN ate some after dinner snacks and thought, he really does seem to think it's very fun. JIXIAN, if only Xiang Cheng were here too. Chen Lang, they will come tomorrow. They're in the first group. I snuck a look at teacher Wang Lei's list. JIXIAN. Chen Lang, he still doesn't know I saw it yet. JIXIAN shouted, long live Chen Lang. Then he began to jump on the bed again, and Chen Lang followed. That night, JIXIAN turned on the TV and watched horror films with Chen Lang for a while. He found that there were too many bugs with horror films these days. For example, lantern ghosts should clearly have 2 eyes, and female ghosts didn't move around by crawling or floating, okay. Also, zombies' faces should be blue rather than green. The screenwriter was too unprofessional, why not do some textual research before writing the movie? The 2 of them complained for a while. Chen Lang still wanted to watch the landscape screensaver after the movie finished in an hour, but JIXIAN was already too sleepy, and he fell asleep without realizing it. The next morning, JIXIAN hugged the quilt, drooled in his sleep, and dreamed of Xiang Cheng. Chen Lang shook JIXIAN awake. Only then did JIXIAN bounced up and speedily brushed his teeth and washed his face. Today we will see Xiang Cheng. Where's the ring? Where's the ring? Where's my ring? JIXIAN rummaged through his luggage and the drawers, found the small bag, put it in his pocket, and hurried downstairs. The rain outside had already stopped. From outside, Wang Lei announced, the entirety of the practical segment will need a day and a night. Everyone eat a bit more, because from this afternoon, you will be handed over to the Exorcist team that drew lots to protect the hostages. JIXIAN grabbed an egg and got in the SUV with Chen Lang. He popped open a soda can for him, but there was no place to throw the garbage, so he had to put the soda can ring into his pocket. JIXIAN slept until he felt muddle-headed, only knowing that the car was bumping up and down the mountain, turning towards some unknown place. Hostages, please get off. The off-road vehicle driver was from the external aid group of the Exorcist committee. After getting out, he specially gave JIXIAN 2 bottles of Red Bull and said, "The head of the department asked me to bring these for you." JIXIAN carried a plastic bag with fruit and Red Bull in it. Holding Chen Lang's hand with one of his own, he followed the external aid member up the mountain. The primeval forest across north-northeast China that had grown there for hundreds of millions of years was quiet, with only the occasional bird calls and the lingering fog amongst the trees. JIXIAN said to Chen Lang, "If I was left here on my own, I probably wouldn't even be able to find the way home." Chen Lang, what a beautiful place, what kind of tree is this? Pine trees ba. What flower is this? Chen Lang bent down to look at the flowers on the roadside. I don't know. Let's go, we're going to be late. JIXIAN said in simple sign language. All right. Everyone, gather here. Wang Lei shouted with his loudspeaker. Look down the mountain. Chen Lang pulled JIXIAN and said, "They're coming." JIXIAN looked down the mountain. A row of military shipping vehicles, carrying exorcists who were taking part in the practical examination, were slowly heading up the mountain. Come here, everyone. Wang Lei said, "Don't eat any more fruit now, stand according to the lots you drew." In front of them was a thick, 3-meter-high brick wall. Another off-road vehicle parked, and several people got off it. They were the old Buddha, a tall, thin, pale man, whom JIXIAN remembered was called Master Chiao, and an old man wearing sunglasses. Teacher Zheng. Master Chiao helped him out of the car. The old man was wearing Republic-era clothing, with a black hat, a long coat, and a pair of round sunglasses. Come and have a look. Master Chiao said, "This is Chen Zhen's little brother, Xiao Lang." JIXIAN hurriedly led Xiao Lang over. While waiting for the exorcists, Wang Lei set out 2 folding chairs and let the 2 of them sit. The old man in sunglasses put down his cane and stretched out his hand. JIXIAN placed Chen Lang's hand in the old man's hand, but old man Zheng waved his hand, took JIXIAN's fingers, raised his head slightly, and stroked his fingers thoughtfully. "You guys leave for a bit," Teacher Zheng said. The people around left separately, leaving Teacher Zheng, JIXIAN, and Chen Lang behind the car. "I also." "You stay." Teacher Zheng's voice was steady, and his old hand held the special coolness of dryness of the elderly. He then waved at Chen Lang and held Chen Lang's hand. "Chai Wen." Teacher Zheng murmured, "The Dipankara family, and I understand now." JIXIAN remembered that Chen Zhen had said to him that an old, high-ranking senior would come during the exam, and he could help examine Chen Lang's eyes. It should be this Teacher Zheng. Chen Lang was puzzled, and he looked at JIXIAN. JIXIAN knelt on one knee to avoid speaking impolitely with his elders. Chen Lang also squatted down with him. "Hey." The old man chuckled to himself and spoke with a smooth Beijing accent, "That's really not easy, where did the dragon pupil come from?" "I forgot." Based on Xiang Cheng's report, JIXIAN gave a general idea and said, How do you also have one? And Xiao Lang, he. Teacher Zheng raised his hand and waved it slightly. Facing Chen Lang, he touched his head, and said, Xiao Lang, right? Dragon pupils are a good thing. The heavens sympathized with you and allowed your friend to bring it to you. All right, let's let that be in the future. You can't see anything anyway, just live a good life. He can't see anything. JIXIAN asked, do you mean he can't see anything strange? Yes. Teacher Zhen nodded and said, the things engraved on the twin fish's jade pendant are all tangible and have no spirit. The power is still in your eyes, what entered his Mizan chakra was just the superficial form. But last time, Xiao Lang also saw it, didn't he? JIXIAN asked. You were with him. Teacher Zheng explained, so, of course he could see it then. If you aren't there, his eyes won't have any spiritual power. He can still see the outside world, but he can't see the inside world. Ah. JIXIAN said, how many meters distance do I have to be for that to take effect? Don't be nervous. Teacher Zheng said, isn't that good? When you two aren't together, his eyes can only see the sky, the earth, the sea, and all the things of the world, he won't see gods, ghosts, and Yaogwai. JIXIAN felt as if a weight had been lifted off his chest and asked, then what's the principle behind this? Teacher Zheng replied, a dragon hun can't be copied, and there is a dragon hun in the dragon pupil that the Chai Wen gave you. However, its power can be copied, therefore, in Xiao Lang's eyes, there's only that power. The power lets you see more clearly, but doesn't have hun. JIXIAN understood, and Teacher Zheng said, you two go back and tell Chen Zhen not to worry, and to also stop thinking about giving Xiao Lang the ability to speak or hear. That depends on each individual's fortune, and for him to get to this point is about as far as his stretches. All right, all right. JIXIAN nodded hurriedly. You on the other hand. Teacher Zheng took off his sunglasses. JIXIAN. In the eyes of the old man, a golden light glowed, just like in JIXIAN's eye. Where did this come from? JIXIAN asked cautiously. The dragon pupil. Teacher Zheng replied, isn't this the same as you? Can't you not recognize it if the color's different? JIXIAN was dumbstruck. The old man then said, this is what that big guy gave me when I was 16, when I saved him in the Kunlun Mountains. What can you use it for? JIXIAN asked, can you see Yaogwai, too? I cannot do that. The old man shook his head and replied, I can see something else. It doesn't matter. Child, you have to learn to hide the dragon pupil, or there will be danger. The world is not peaceful. JIXIAN nodded. Before he could speak, Teacher Zheng took his hand and said, first, think about how you got the dragon pupil ba. JIXIAN, I've smelled some Lihun pollen, I can't remember any more la. What about now? Teacher Zheng's eyes stared fixedly at JIXIAN's pupils. They emitted a golden light that enveloped JIXIAN's vision. What about now? Teacher Zheng patted JIXIAN's palm and shouted out, by my command, all of you return. In an instant, countless memory fragments poured into his mind, the Chai Wen's last breath before its death, a green light coming over, Xiang Cheng fighting with the Guiche, and on that spring night, JIXIAN turning around and kissing Xiang Cheng. JIXIAN's entire body jolted at that, and he remembered everything. Now you remember la. Teacher Zheng put on his sunglasses and laughed. JIXIAN felt as if he had just woken from a dream, and was completely thunderstruck. I'll teach you that. Teacher Zheng drew a rune in the palm of JIXIAN's hand and said, got it now? I got it. JIXIAN nodded hurriedly. Go back and practice. Teacher Zheng said, if you have nothing to do, just think about this rune, turn it over in your heart, and then move it along your main po to your Mizan chakra. It can hide your dragon pupil. JIXIAN said, but I still don't understand why the Chaiwen gave me its eyes. Teacher Zhang patted JIXIAN on the back of his hand and said, that dragon liked you and was worried about you. It was afraid that you would be bullied when you grew up. Did you go to see it with someone else? It seems, yes. JIXIAN said. Teacher Zhang said, was it your wife? JIXIAN, no, that's not it. Teacher Zhang said, what did that dragon ask you before it died? It didn't say anything. JIXIAN replied. Did it ask you if there was anyone you liked? Teacher Zhang's eyes seemed to see right into JIXIAN's heart. The corners of JIXIAN's mouth twitched, and he replied, yes, and I said so. This old man guesses that the person you like is a tough guy, or some kind of Yaoguai. The son of a dragon was afraid that you would be bullied by other Yaoguai in the future. Teacher Zhang smiled and said, that's it? I'll leave you a souvenir, a Huan on your body to protect you, lest you get overwhelmed by your guy, getting blown around by the east and west winds. So you won't, yo. Why are you crying? Don't cry, don't cry. JIXIAN's eyes had turned red. Teacher Zhang laughed again and rubbed JIXIAN and Chen Lang's heads. You're all good kids. Let's go, the exam is about to start. Teacher Zhang got up, took the little chair, and went to the other side of the car. There were several teachers standing there, and the old Buddha hurriedly said, Teacher Zhang, please sit. Teacher Zhang leaned on his cane as if nothing had happened and said, Xiaoro. Yeah. The old Buddha said. Teacher Zhang waved and let JIXIAN and Chen Lang go away so as not to waste time. Under the brick wall, all the hostages gathered and lined up. Wang Lei blew a whistle, and Zhou Mokuo's voice came across the brick wall. Attention all exorcists, assemble. JIXIAN's heart jumped, and he felt that Xiang Chen was there. JIXIAN, take off Chen Lang's ring. Wang Lei said. Laughter sounded across the brick wall, he and ha ha ha, like they were laughing at Chen Zhen. Kita's voice said, Director Chen, you want to cheat? Don't even think about it. Zhou Wanyuan, great immortal Xiang, don't cheat Wu. Zhou Mokuo coughed, and the opposite side fell silent. End chapter. Post-training notice. National First Class Registered Exorcist. Chapter 50. Alone. JIXIAN's heart thumped wildly in his chest, and he took off the ring for Chen Lang. He knew that it had been detected, so he wanted to prevent any resonance between the magical artifacts. The practical portion of the exam starts now. Zhou Mokuo said from the other side, you're not allowed to talk, and you're not allowed to make any secret signals. When you hear the whistle, exorcists and hostages, please go face your respective walls together, and choose a place to stand. Don't take any actions such as knocking on the wall. JIXIAN was still explaining matters to Chen Lang, and Chen Lang nodded to show that he understood. Then, Wang Lei whistled. After a moment of silence, the exorcists started moving. We'll end the draw for Group 1 in 10 seconds. 10, 9. Amid the silence, JIXIAN and Xiang Chen, who were on opposite sides of the wall, walked towards each other at the same time. Tens of people each chose a place to stand. Chen Lang stood in front of the brick wall, not knowing who was opposite him at all. A hesitant look appeared on his face, and he stepped back, finding a new position. Chen Zhen narrowed his eyes along the brick wall and searched again. JIXIAN closed his eyes and slowly walked towards the brick wall. On the other side, Xiang Cheng faced the whole wall and looked completely confused. He then stepped forward and walked forward. JIXIAN and Xiang Cheng walked towards each other on both sides of the wall. Finally, at a certain point, across the wall, they both turned sideways and leaned against each other. 4, 3, 2, 1. Zhou Mokuo counted down. Beep Wang Lei whistled. Don't move. Zhou Mokuo said, remember the hostage opposite you. JIXIAN. Xiang Cheng looked across the wall seriously. This is your hostage? Zhou Mokuo said, next, hostages don't move. Group 1 exorcists, step back. JIXIAN roared in his heart, who is opposite me? Who the hell knows? Footsteps sounded over on the other side. Zhou Mokuo, Group 2 exorcists, turn around and advance. There was a Group 2. JIXIAN was already a complete mess. Was Xiang Cheng in Group 1 or Group 2? Could Xiang Cheng find him? No, this was a hostage rescue exam, right? In fact, the grouping should be random. In fact, it doesn't matter if you can't meet Xiang Cheng La, JIXIAN comforted himself. 6, 5, 4. Footsteps sounded across the wall and then stopped. Qi Wei stood in the position that Xiang Cheng had just taken. JIXIAN scratched his head while looking left and right. Next to him was Chen Lang, and Chen Lang had all kinds of question marks over his head. JIXIAN waved his hand at him to let it be. It would be fine to simply pair up at random. Grouping complete. Zhou Mokuo said, please remember your corresponding hostages. Wang Lei whistled and signaled all the hostages to come over and get in the car. The SUVs drove away one after another. JIXIAN looked back, but Xiang Cheng and others were on the other side of the brick wall. Zhou Mokuo said to the exorcists behind the brick wall, our practical portion will last for a total of 48 hours. In a bit, it will officially start at 12 o'clock, noon. You guys have to protect the hostages and take care of them during these 48 hours. Reminding you guys again, there's a part of the practical exam where the hostages will score you. Take good care of the hostages. Kita said, I understand. The hostages are the rich masters, ... Qi Wei laughed. Everyone started laughing. If you are too rough, Zhou Mokuo said, points will be deducted. Let's leave it like this for now. Everyone is dismissed, you will set forth in half an hour. A knock sounded, and Teacher Zheng, leaning on a cane, came around the brick wall. Teacher Zheng. Teacher Zheng. Zhou Mokuo hurried forward to shake hands with him. Teacher Zheng, dressed in his Republic-style outfit, nodded at them. Many of the exorcists went up and greeted him. Elder Zheng pointed at Chen Zhen with his cane and motioned for him to come over and speak with him. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Get out, the driver said. Huh. In the SUV, a man said, get out now. There's no one here to greet us. Out, the driver said, wait for someone to rescue you. The driver went into the mountains and said, everyone get out here. Then the driver had everyone get out of the car. You wait here, and the others follow me. Okay, you stay. You, it's your turn. They walked straight towards a small house. You two good brothers, time to separate. You stay. JIXIAN said, he can't hear and he can't speak. Chen Lang. In the end, the driver only had Chen Lang and JIXIAN remaining on board. The driver said, no, someone has to wait here. Someone will come to save you later. JIXIAN had to explain this to Chen Lang. Chen Lang understood and went to sit on the steps of the small house. JIXIAN gave him a fruit, and Chen Lang took out an apple to give JIXIAN and a pear to give to the driver, waving bye-bye to them. JIXIAN. Don't you think that was too sinful? JIXIAN asked the driver. The driver also felt that way, it seemed a little too much to throw a teenager who could not hear or speak into the mountains. Maybe a bit. A little bit, what the hell? JIXIAN said, his metaphorical for exploding. I'm going back. No. The driver said, you'll make the exorcists lose points. JIXIAN said expressionlessly, you're from the supervision department, I'm going to look for Haagen-Dazs Kita to beat you up. When the driver heard Kita's name, he trembled. It's Gagantorura Kita. The driver said, it's not Haagen-Dazs or whatever. It's the same thing. JIXIAN said, what's your ID number? The driver immediately took off his badge and said, I haven't even passed the written test yet, can you just not? Based on the rules, the hostage's movements aren't restricted, so you can go back and find him. You should stop first. JIXIAN said, how can I find him? I'm lost. The driver said, okay, right here then. Start calling for help. I'm leaving now, protect yourself well. JIXIAN stood in a forest, and the driver dashed away like a rabbit. JIXIAN. He was surrounded by towering trees, the tops of the trees shone in the noon sun. JIXIAN stood in the forest. There was no sound of birds around, and JIXIAN thought, well, this is great. Help! JIXIAN shouted. Help! JIXIAN walked down from a fallen tree and tried hard to recall how they had gotten here. Is there anyone there? JIXIAN shouted as he walked. Xiao Lang. Somebody Somebody come help Zhen Cough. Cough. JIXIAN tried to climb a tree, since if he climbed higher, he could see farther, but he seemed to have not a speck of tree climbing skills. His hands hurt to death grasping at the tree, so he let go. Xiao Lang. He couldn't hear him even if he shouted. JIXIAN was completely lost and walked around in the woods. He discovered that every tree looked the same, so he first put a mark on a tree. Halfway up the mountain in the distance, JIXIAN saw a house. Although he couldn't identify whether it was the one where Chen Lang was left, he walked towards the house. Help! A man's voice shouted wildly. Here, here! JIXIAN cried. Sooner or later, two people on the hillside rushed down the mountain, followed by a roar. A huge animal roared and rushed towards them. My God! JIXIAN was immediately scared out of his wits. That gorilla opened its mouth full of fangs, and slammed down its long hairy arms. The man rushed up. JIXIAN immediately hugged a tree and, using the momentum of running down the hillside, charged forwards, hitting the gorilla in the abdomen. This major outer winding throw flattened the gorilla, and then he desperately ran over to the man. You. The man hid behind JIXIAN. The gorilla roared at them, but a moment later, it turned around and ran away. JIXIAN was still in shock and stood there gasping for breath. The two of them looked at each other and tried to catch their breath. The man with glasses shook hands with JIXIAN, and they nodded at each other. My name is Lei Guangxi. The man introduced himself. I'm a hostage, are you here to save me? JIXIAN, I'm also a hostage. Lei Guangxi. The two hostages automatically formed a team and walked up the mountain. JIXIAN asked, what do you do? I'm an accountant for the Exorcist committee. Lei Guang said, what about you? I just took the exam for a Yao subduing engineer, but I haven't passed it yet. JIXIAN said, you're so reluctant, but you're still a hostage? Lei Guangxi replied, there's an allowance. I want to buy a cell phone for my girlfriend / she's always getting mocked in the dorms because her cell phone is too old. Okay then. JIXIAN asked, how much is the allowance? Lei Guangxi put up 4 fingers. JIXIAN's chin dropped, and he demanded, 40,000. 4,000. Lei Guangxi said. That was still a lot. Earning 4,000 yuan in 2 days, sure enough, that wasn't bad. Let's go to that house. Lei Guangxi said, it's a more obvious target. At this time, a gust of wind blew behind them. A person flew over and said angrily, watch out. Zhou Wanyuan leapt down from the tree and threw JIXIAN to the ground. JIXIAN got mud in his mouth and was pressed under Zhou Wanyuan. Lei Guangxi shouted in fear, but following that, another girl hooked his ankle and tripped Lei Guangxi to the ground. The girl had talismans in her left hand and was sprinkling cinnabar with her right. Red leaves flew in the dense forest and turned into countless blood-like butterflies in an instant. With a shua, they rushed straight ahead. JIXIAN looked up and saw at least 3 gorillas rushing towards them, but they were caught by the flying butterflies. They wailed and fled, one after another, in all directions. The butterflies and gorillas all disappeared. Zhou Wanyuan's breathing went up and down. JIXIAN's head was pressed against her with every breath, and he thought, Zhou Wanyuan's chest is so big. Zhou Wanyuan. JIXIAN. Is that him? The blindfolded girl asked. Should be ba. Zhou Wanyuan propped herself up and replied. I'm nearly suffocating. JIXIAN turned his head with great difficulty and breathed through the gap. Zhou Wanyuan climbed up and easily dragged JIXIAN up. The girl pulled up Lei Guangxi and patted the mud off of him. Did you come to save me? JIXIAN asked. Who is it? Zhou Wanyuan asked the girl. The girl shook out the cinnabar plate, retrieving the bits and pieces of cinnabar from the air itself. She stuck a pen in it, and put it back at her waist. Her eyes were covered with a strip of black cloth, and she turned her head slightly, as if she was identifying something. Ah! JIXIAN said, I remember you. My name is Fang Yulan. The girl said, reaching out and shaking hands with JIXIAN. Lei Guangxi. Lei Guangxi also shook hands with them. Fang Yulan touched his hand slightly and said, Wanyuan ji, it's him. Zhou Wanyuan said, then let's go ba. Zhou Wanyuan tied her hair up in a ponytail, was dressed in a cross-country military uniform, and led the way with Fang Yulan. What about me? JIXIAN said. We can't take you. Zhou Wanyuan said, wait for the people who are supposed to save you to come ba, otherwise we will have points deducted, and the other party will also lose points. Fang Yulan said, but you can follow us, there's no rule against that. I want to go to the little house over there. JIXIAN said, where are you guys going? Let's go together ba. Lei Guangxi said. Everyone went around the forest, with Zhou Wanyuan forging a path in front. Lei Guangxi followed in the middle, and behind him were Fang Yulan and JIXIAN. How do you guys determine who is whose? JIXIAN asked. Intuition, Fang Yulan replied. What if you get it wrong? JIXIAN asked. Don't flap your crow's mouth, okay. Zhou Wanyuan's metaphorical fur exploded out. It's very likely JIXIAN said, what intuition, if you guys get it wrong, then wouldn't 2 groups be doomed? Intuition is also part of the test, Fang Yulan said, it can only be like that. Last year they also did it like this, Zhou Wanyuan said, I heard that Gagantoru Rakita, that idiot, wandered across the seashore for 2 days but still didn't manage to find his person. JIXIAN. There may be something dangerous up ahead, Fang Yulan listened carefully and said, I heard something over there, let's take a detour ba. At the small house. JIXIAN asked, but Chen Lang was just waiting there. Zhou Wanyuan said, don't go, it's not a good place. No. JIXIAN said. Then you go yourself ba, Zhou Wanyuan said disdainfully. JIXIAN continued to climb halfway up the mountain, while the other 3 watched him go off from far away. Zhou Wanyuan said angrily from behind him, do you have a hostage's mindset at all? You don't fear death at all. Anyway, we all have to wait for someone to save us, JIXIAN replied, is there a difference? Zhou Wanyuan and Fang Yulan stood there for a while, before Fang Yulan said, Wanyuan ji, what should we do? Zhou Wanyuan was really having a hard time deciding, but JIXIAN was already far away, so she could only say, forget it, let's find a different path. It's 48 hours and who knows what strange and rare monsters my dad has put in this forest. I'm thirsty, Lei Guangxi asked, do you 2 beauties have any water? No, Zhou Wanyuan said unhappily. I feel like we should go find some water first, Fang Yulan said, otherwise, if the hostage is thirsty and we get points deducted, then it'll be over. I won't, Lei Guangxi said weakly, I just need some water, and I'll be alright. JIXIAN. You be careful Zhou Wanyuan yelled worriedly from behind him. I'll take care of myself. JIXIAN said, standing on a rock high up. Zhou Wanyuan said, who asked you to take care of yourself? I'm telling you to not make those yaoguai that appear later too miserable. Those are all ones that the Exorcist committee paid money to rent. If you break them while playing with them, my dad has to pay for them, okay? Understood. JIXIAN said, turning his head and waving at her. JIXIAN climbed past a big rock, and got halfway up the mountain. It was flat around him, and this was a mountainside road. The little house wasn't far away, and was pretty much where they had just stopped, but Chen Lang had already disappeared from the doorway. Xiao Lang. JIXIAN walked over to the door, and saw on the floor, Chen Lang's footprints and a half-eaten apple. A bang immediately went off in JIXIAN's head. It was like the sky was falling, and he imagined that while Chen Lang was eating an apple, he had been suddenly snatched away by a yaoguai. Xiao Lang. JIXIAN howled. End chapter.